I got the Xiaomi 13T series early, and here are my experience with the cameras. Since I got these phones before launch, I don't know the price yet, so I will list it in the comment section, or if you do know, then put them down so other people can see. But these two phones are very similar to each other. I would say the biggest difference between them is the chipset, but the cameras are pretty much identical to each other. And when you're looking at these pictures, there are a difference between the two. Most likely you'll see the difference in the coloring, the saturation, and maybe some of the highlights or HDR. As you're seeing this, the cameras are identical, the processors are not. MediaTek Dimensity 9200 Plus on the Xiaomi 13T Pro, and Dimensity 8200 Ultra on the Xiaomi 13T. So as you can see, the coloring is different, and it all depends on your personal taste to decide on which one you prefer. In the past, I have used the 13 Ultra before, and I am used to the UI. There are certain things I wish that can be changed. In portrait mode, I wish I have faster access to the full body mode, or essentially 1x on a lot of phones, which most phones out there, they put it right out in the front so you can have easy access to zoom in and out right away. Now these phones do have the master lens system, which I am a fan of. I love using the 35 and the 50. I would say the soft focus 90mm is a bit too specific, and that's something I would barely touch. It does give you that dreamy look, but I don't think it's very usable every day versus the other two. Now there are two Leica photographic styles. You do get the authentic look, which I prefer a lot. That gives you more of like a realistic look with a bit darker shadows, and is a bit more contrastier too. And for the Leica Vibrant profile, it gives you more of a punchier look, which is very eye-catching and great for sharing to social media. So if you want a very simple, ready-to-share post, then Vibrant is the easier way to go. Now, if you like to switch between the two looks, you would always have to remember the last look you used, since it will preserve that setting. There will be times where you will forget about that, thinking that you're taking photos in the authentic look, but you're really in the Vibrant look. So one easy way for me to find out that if it's an authentic is that I notice the corners of the photo is slightly vignetted, but that's only when I can't tell which one is authentic and Vibrant. Now when you're indoors shooting in a lot of tungsten lighting, I would say the 13T actually looks closer to the eye. So the whites are pretty warm, closer to what a tungsten light would show you, or the sun. Versus on the 13T Pro, the white balancing is pretty aggressive, so whatever is white wants to show you white. And that also applies shooting video as well. Now both of these phones can shoot in log in their pro video mode, and with the Xiaomi 13T Pro, that can shoot in 10-bit. And after shooting these two clips, the Xiaomi 13T Pro is a bigger file size. Log is pretty handy to have for those serious videographers out there who wants to color grade their footage after. Another benefit of the 13T Pro having the better chipset is being able to shoot in 8K, which I don't think it will be commonly used, but if you need the extra resolution or cropping into your shots while keeping it crispy, then it could be useful for you. Personally, I think the Xiaomi 13T series are more of a photography phone than a video camera, but the video quality coming out of these phones are still pretty good. It does have a triple camera setup with a 15mm ultra wide, a 24mm main lens, and a 50mm telephoto lens. Those focal lengths are great enough to cover vlogging shots, regular wide shots, and even close-up shots. And during low light, the pictures and videos still comes out pretty good. But in these situations, I feel like I'm leaning towards the 13T just because of the highlights on the 13T Pro is a bit too much and kind of overexposed in certain areas. Personally, for me, the low-key favorite lens on this camera system is going to be the 50mm. I really like the compressed look, especially if you have something in front of you in the foreground. If you're taking product shots, it's going to look pretty good both in photos and video. When these phones do have a bigger sensor for the telephoto lens, it's going to be a lot of game-changing moments, especially if you like to do cinematic shots, and it's so much easier to get that nice depth of field look all on your phone in your pocket without paying a lot of money to buy a full-frame camera. Now in terms of everyday use, I feel like both of these phones are fairly similar in terms of performance. Now if you're playing something like a heavy game with a lot of graphics or heavy intensive graphics, then I would say get the Pro, but for just regular use, both of them are usable. Also, if you need the more storage space, the more RAM, or Wi-Fi 7, then the Pro has you covered. The last thing I want to talk about is the material. I like the blue one just because it has the leather option, and it feels so nice in hands, it's not slippery, and it just feels more premium. So let me know your thoughts on these two phones and which one will you be getting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.